Well, here we are another day out here on the 580 hydraulic pump issue. Shop dogs? Cisco? Where are the shop dogs? There they are. What are you guys doing today, huh? What's happening? You ready to go to work? Are you ready to go to work? Shadow, you gonna go to work or are you gonna sleep? Yeah, okay. So anyhow, let's see where we're at today. We I think when we left off, we needed to get an engine hoist. Got that. Got the engine lifted up. Got the motor mounts out of the front. They actually go into this mounting flange here. I went ahead and I just cut through them. They're pretty haggard, so they go into that, and then bolt down to these holes right here. So we've got that lifted up. I'll have to check here I don't know if this thing's bled off or not. It's been a few days since I've done anything. Anyhow, still got those two bolts in here to deal with. They're broken off down in there. So parts are all here, I believe. Got the pump. New front and rear motor mounts. Got our new coupler. Made a trip to Harbor Freight. Got a new industrial punch and chisel set. And a set of left-handed cobalt drill bits and extractors. Well, maybe this is just the bits. I thought it was supposed to be bits and the extractor. Oh, separate extractor needed to remove broken fastener. Well, that sucks. I thought that's what these were. So I may have to make another trip to Harbor Freight. I've got some extractors. I thought they had specific ones that go with that drill bit set. Yeah, these might work. I'll have to figure out which size drill. No, actually it tells me they're on the back, so. I might have them. Like I say, when I was looking online at Harbor Freight, I thought that was, I thought the back ones were all drill bits and the front ones were extractors, but we'll see what we can do here with what we got. Anyhow, that's the plan for today. I'll look up my extractors, see what size drill bits. The other thing I got was got new bolts. Where that bolt's on, I got to try them. This is one that came out of it. Hopefully these go back in, because when I was messing with it, trying to figure out what size bolts they were, I thought they was a ½ inch, but my ½ inch nuts wouldn't spin onto them. So when I took them, I went to True Value, took one with me, and we figured out their metric. So I'm going to try one here just in case, but I think we're ready to start hopefully doing some drilling and extracting. The other thing I got me was got me some cutting oil. Hopefully that will help. And I got some yellow paint. Kind of yellow. Actually called marigold. The biggest reason I got it was because in the pictures from when I ordered this online, it looked like it was bare metal, so it actually came painted black. So I'll see. I may go ahead and paint it with the yellow. But yeah, that's where we're at on this thing. We got going here and see what we can do. A little warm here today. Let's see, where are we? Spring was yesterday. Today's the 21st of March. Maybe it's today. I don't know. Whatever day spring is. And right now we're at 93 degrees here in the shop. A little bit of a breeze outside, so not too bad, but yeah, we're supposed to be getting up close to 100 here in the coming week, so probably gonna have to break out the swamp cooler and maybe my easy up. Like I say, at least this time of day my tractor is in the shade pretty much over here. Got just enough of a breeze. Hopefully it's not messing up my audio, but just enough to keep me cool. So I'll get stuff gathered up here, get going. I've still got to get a new serpentine belt. This one looks like it's okay. It was probably put on when the engine was put in 2012, 2013, whenever they done that. But while I've got everything tore down that far, I'm going to go ahead and put a new belt on it. I don't know, about 30 bucks. So I stopped at the case dealer the other day and they said they could get me one. Got one other issue I got to check into on this this hose flange that bolts to the side of the hydraulic pump. The parts book, it shows a little rubber gasket. It's not an O-ring, looks like a gasket. And this one was so covered in silicone, I really couldn't tell what it was. Anyhow, it appears just to be a flat rubber gasket. In the parts manual, it shows it, but it doesn't have a part number and it don't reference it. I looked through mine and then I actually had the case dealer pull theirs up and the same thing. No part number, no referencing it. But he said if I'm going to go ahead and get it pulled out of there to see if it was O-ring or what it was, and he's sure they can probably get me set up with something, but I want to go ahead and replace that while I've got everything apart. I don't want to be pulling this thing back apart, taking care of any leaks. So that's where we're at on this thing. And thank you all for watching. We'll get set up here, and just like before, you'll be on the time lapse for some of this stuff, and I'll bring you back and give you updates. So hope you're having a good one, and we'll catch you later. Hey. Ha! One done. Well, I had you guys on time lapse there, and at some point my battery went dead. That first one, man, it came out smooth as butter. I got the hole drilled in it with the reverse drill bit, tapped an extractor in there, barely turned it and it backed out. What it made up for, what it was easy, the other one made up for it. It's been nothing but a pain. I broke the drill bit. Went ahead and drilled it out a little bigger with a couple sizes up. Got my extractor in there. So I got the top one out. Top one came out good. Bottom one not so good. Part of it may be because of the way the bolt broke off. I couldn't get a good center punch in the center of it, so my hole ended up a little bit low. I don't know if I'm down in the threads. However, I was still able to get an extractor in there I drilled it out bigger, went up 2 more sizes on the extractor. I put my 3/4 or 1/2 inch drive impact on it and tried to get it out, and it still wouldn't come out. It was just chewing stuff off, and then the extractor would fall out. So called my mom's cousin that used to be a case mechanic, worked for a dealership or equipment company. He said since this was a problem, he said on the newer machines they went to a dowel pins as well. He wanted to know if I had dowel pins, and I said no. Because I was trying to find out from him if I'd be all right with 3 bolts instead of 4. 1 is none, 2 is better. That's what I had before. 3 is better, 4 is best. I'm not gonna get 4. Like I said, I don't know if I said it or not, my 800 foot-pounds of reverse torque on my impact, and it's not coming out. So when he mentioned dowels, he thinks I'd probably be all right with 3 bolts and the new motor mounts and everything. Well, when he mentioned dowels, that gave me an idea, because I've been looking at the side here. Let's see if I can get in here and show you guys. So down here on the side of the block, there's 2 more holes. You might be able to see them right there. Yep. So when he mentioned a dowel, because I'd been looking at this to see if I had any other alternatives, I'm going to I may go ahead and drill that out a little more. I got probably a 1/2 inch of depth right there where my light is for that hole. I think I'm going to take and get a bolt, grind it down to where it fits into that hole. I'll have to probably won't use washers, but I'll have to shorten up the bolt from the ones that go through it. I will get it the right length for that, and then whatever room I have there, I will take it and run it through the hole here. Actually, probably what I'll do is I'll take and I'll get me a piece of flat strap. I'll put me a bend here. I'll drill a hole there. I'll run that bolt in and use it as a dowel. And then I will wrap it around the side of the block there and bolt it to the side. It's not going to have the strength of a full bolt run in there, but it's got to be better than nothing. Anything's got to help. So between that and another bolt on there, it's been running I don't know how long with 2 bolts on one side and none on the other. Here's the piece that come out. Like I say, that one came out slick. But when I do that, you'll see it all on a video. But I think that's what I'm going to try. In fact, I may even look and see if I have any other. I think there's actually another bolt hole, a threaded hole. Yeah, there is. There's a threaded hole that comes up here on the bottom. You can't see it, but I don't even know if it's threaded. I'll have to get in there and do some looking. I could actually bring one around and then do another L and thread a bolt up into that hole just to give it some more support. So that's going to be it for today. Broke one drill bit on my new set. They're not guaranteed, but the punch and chisel set has a lifetime warranty, so. Unfortunately, that's kind of how I figured it'd go. I figured that bottom one was going to be a bear. And part of the problem was I had to put my bit out of the drill chuck almost as far as possible because there was something there, part of the timing cover or whatever it is on the front of that was holding me from getting drilled in good. So that's where we're going to leave this one. Get back out here tomorrow and start seeing what we need to do. Get some parts cleaned up and go from there. So we'll catch y'all tomorrow sometime. Okay, new day out here working on the 580 case backhoe. Spent a lot of awake time last night trying to think of what I can do here. Shop dogs? What are you doing? Y'all ready for a new day out in the shop, outside? Okay. So, here's where we're at. The conclusion has been made that bottom bolt's not coming out. I was talking to, so this bottom bolt here is the one we're talking about. This bottom bolt here. This is the flange that mounts to the engine. My motor mounts go right down here. Hydraulic pump goes in here. Got the top one out. So previously I had 2 bolts in on this side, none on this side. They were both laying down in here, broke off. Don't know for how long. Motor mounts were squished. Got the top busted off piece out really easy. Bottom piece didn't go so well as you might expect. At least one of them went better than I expected. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in there with I'm going to start off with a reamer bit. Then I'm going to use die grinder bits on my die grinder for the air compressor. And I'm going to try to deepen that bolt a little bit and get me a shape in there where I can get the end of a bolt to sit in there at a decent depth. Then what I'm going to do, I have, probably showed you guys before, but I have two bolt holes over here on the side of the block. So this right here, this would be the top hole coming through the engine from the mounting flange. This one would be just above it, and then one down here below it. I've cleaned those out, cleaned the threads out, put a couple of yeah, that'll show you a little better. Put a couple pieces of the same bolt in there, so those are the same threads as what goes through the front of the engine to hold this mounting flange on. What I'm going to do, let me find my part over here. Oh, now I lost it. I'm going to take and make a piece that bolts on back here, will come down and around. I may make it where it holds the front or the top and the bottom, but at the very least it's going to hold this bottom. So I'm going to put me a piece of plate here, bring it around, angle it over to where I can, I'll bring my metal around and drill it so I can stick a bolt in there, get it to the depth where it can hold, and I'm going to make just a bracket there to help hold where that bottom bolt would normally be, and put a bolt in it that would work like a dowel. So as I was out going through my my metal, trying to figure out what I wanted to make it out of, this caught my eye. It's a spring perch, probably that I took off of my trailer when I changed out the springs on the one side, because I was kind of trying to figure out how I was going to measure those holes, and well, this just caught my eye, and guess what? That right there, I don't know if you can see that, those bolts are all but perfect. When I turn it around, I'm hitting the bottom of this case here. It's hitting right there. So I'm going to take this in. I'm going to get it cleaned up. I'm going to take off probably a 1/4 inch or so along one edge here. Even where it sits against that, I may even V it down in a little bit. So that's going to be the start of my bracket. We'll go on there, come around. We'll see, I may be able to use just this. And bend it, where it would go around and bolt would go in there. I'm going to quit calling it a bolt. It's going to be more like a, and this isn't long enough, this would be an example. So I would take this, round this end off at whatever depth is ideal. I'd round that off to where it fits in. Then this would go into whatever piece I come around to the front of that flange. We go through this, through the flange, and into the old screwed up bolt hole. And then I'll weld that bolt in place as well. I know I'm going to get a lot of comments. Oh, drill it out, rethread it bigger, put a helicoil in it, all those kind of things. Yeah, I've already thought of all those. I can't find anybody that can tell me. And I'm not comfortable doing that. I don't know what may be in the front of that engine for oil passageways or coolant passageways. This thing's run who knows how long like this, at least since 2012. No, 2017. 2012, I think is what that remanufacturing says, 2012. So, 22, it's almost 25 years. No. 15 years. So it's probably run 15 years. Let's see. 2017, yeah. 2027 next year. So yeah, it's been 18 years, something like that. Anyhow, you figure the math if you're that interested. Anyhow, it's run that way at least that long. I'm gonna say, judging from looking at those motor mounts, they probably did not replace them when they put that remanufactured engine in, so that probably didn't help this. Like I say, those bolts had been laying in that tray there a long time. This is what they look like. You can tell they've obviously been laying in there a long time. And I would venture to say that one right there is the one I had trouble getting out. Don't know if we can get focused here. But yeah, see that? That end, nice, pretty well flush. I got a good hole in the center. This one, not so much. A couple little other little things I'm playing with here. I found a bushing that actually the bolt fits in. It doesn't fit in the flange and it doesn't fit in the block. But I'm still thinking about this. Kind of making it up as I go. But I think that's going to be adequate. Like I say, I got those threads all cleaned out. Got I know my bolt size and stuff. I've measured the depth with a piece of baling wire and then tape measure. So I got to go to town tomorrow. I've got my pump here all but ready. Got the plate that goes on this side. This is your high pressure side here. I'm going to stop by the case dealer tomorrow. I got my serpentine belt off. It's still got a number on it. I got the O-rings that came off of these fittings. I've got an O-ring kit here, but the O-rings I've got just don't fit quite as tight as the ones that was on it. So I'm going to take those with me, get new ones. I've got this flange here that bolts on the low pressure side. Actually not low pressure, it's the inlet side. And I found it has I don't believe it's an O-ring. Looks like just a flat rubber washer that goes in right there. So I'm going to see if I can pick up a new one of those. And some bolts. I'll see what else I got on my list. Hopefully we can get started putting this thing back together. So I'm going to get set up here. Like I say, get this leaf spring bracket cleaned up. Go to town on getting my design done here. I'll put you guys on a time lapse for some of it. Mainly I'll just bring you back now and then and show you the results or anything else that I find, where I'm going with it, and hopefully a finished product. So hope you're all having a good one. Another hot one here, even though it's overcast. I'm at 87 degrees here in my shop, so that must mean it's about 90 outside. Last part of March. Gonna be hot here. Actually, we're supposed to see a cool down in the next 10 days or so. So once again, thanks for coming along, and we'll catch you later.